Hey, my name is Dan and I used to work at the biggest dealership in the country. Kind of cool. But now I teach you fine folks how not to get fucked when buying a car. Now in this video I want to talk about just that. A car brand, just one specific car brand that you should stay away from. It's Ford. You probably guessed it, you know, by looking at the thumbnail. You probably read the description. But hear me out, hear me out. I'm not just hating on Ford for no reason, like for real. I'm gonna tell you the same stuff that CNBC, that CNN, Fox, NBC, I don't actually watch TV. Am I making these letters up? Are they even in the right order? Whatever, I hope they are. That's the same information that you can find on TV. You know, this is nothing new. I just Googled this shit. It's nothing new. I didn't receive this from Jesus. It was not a revelation in my dream. But I'm gonna talk to you about things that none of those articles that I read talked about. They talked about the problem, but there is no implication of the problem. They said there was a problem, but nobody of them talked how it would impact us as regular car buyers. Here's the thing. I'll just read you a couple of different things, and I'll tell you how that will actually impact your pocket. Check this out. Ford shares dropped 27% this year, 2018. So that's a huge amount of money. Anybody else would be thinking about like getting their money out or declaring bankruptcy or going chapter 11 or something. 27%, that's huge. The company is not growing. It's not even stable. That shit is going down at alarming rate. Number two, Ford is planning to cut 24,000 employees. That's it. They're planning to fire a shit ton of people. When do you fire people? When you're not growing and your business, your company is going down. That's it. Why would they fire people? Because shit is going down for them and they're not doing great. They're not planning to expand. Number three, Ford is doing $25 billion restructuring or savings. They're trying to cut $25 billion from their spending. Imagine you get shot in the dick. Some people call that an accident. Other people may call you a freak, but a doctor will call you restructured. That's what really happens here. 25% of Ford is gone. $25 billion is trying to be saved, okay? They're trying to rescue some money. They're trying to not to go bankrupt. And they call it restructuring. Really? They're just trying to stay afloat. They're grabbing things around them, pushing all the bullshit that they don't need, which they were collecting for decades and decades and decades. They were staying afloat. Now they're realizing, holy shit, I gotta cut some fucking weight off me. And now they're just trying to stay afloat. And the only reason they're staying afloat is Ford F-150, Ford F-250, Ford F-350, Ford pickup trucks. That is the only reason that Ford is staying afloat. Okay, and I'll tell you in a few seconds what that actually means for you. If it wasn't for Ford pickup trucks, Ford as company would be in the same place that Chevy is at, in the same place where the Chrysler is at. Chrysler is going bankruptcy. Chevy, just GM, had to almost go bankrupt. Thank God they were bailed out by government, by us, you and me. Honestly, not thank God. I wish they were actually go bankrupt. I know it doesn't sound too great because a lot of people are employed by them. But you know what? Companies need to learn lessons that if you don't properly structure your company, if you're buying fucking jets all over the place, if you're buying private islands, if you're buying fucking huge helicopters, and you're sending all your fucking CEOs and shit like that to $50 million vacations, you know what? You should probably start cutting those things instead of taking money from the taxpayers and to support that shit. Here's the last point I want to talk about, and I'm not trying to get political here by any means, okay? I'm not even going to say the name. The President of America increased tariffs on steel and aluminum, and Ford is going to get hit with $1 billion more to make their cars. So their cars are going to go up. So here's the pie that we have. Their cars are going to go up in price. Their customer service is going to go down in quality and amount because they're firing people all over the place. 24,000 people will be fired. On the other hand, we have a company that lost 27% of its stock value and is trying to cut $25 billion. Once you put all those ingredients, we have a shit sandwich. And that shit sandwich is going to look like this. Car prices are going to go up. Customer support was pretty shitty, but it's going to go down even worse. Ford's cars were not great to start with. They were not excellent cars. They were not even great cars. They were not even good cars. I mean, really, I'm not trying to be mean here. All the problems that they had, Ford Focus shit transmission, Ford Focus ST problems, Ford Focus RS head gasket problems, Ford Ranger, it was just getting caught on fire in Australia. Everybody that's trying to buy Ford Ranger right now, I highly recommend you get full coverage on that bitch and a fire extinguisher, because do some research about Ford Ranger Australia. There were places where Ford Ranger was getting caught on fire. Like, this shit is real. So Ford was not making great cars from the start, and now because their company is going down and they're trying to make cars, guess what's gonna happen to the quality of their cars? It's gonna go down even more. It's just the bottom line. So if you're gonna be buying Fords, especially new ones, oh, you are taking such a gamble. I mean, you're taking a huge risk. Like, oh boy, you're in trouble. Like, really, I mean it. I'm not trying to be mean towards Ford here. Like, really, I'm not. Maybe because they didn't get the bailout when they could have used it. You know, in 2008, like GM, Chevy, they had a government bailout. They had a bunch of money that was given to them. Ford didn't do that. So maybe that's the reason they're struggling. Maybe that's the reason they're having a problem 10 years later. You know, it's just a side effect of that. But the bottom line of this whole video is, if you're going to be buying new Fords, I mean 18, 19, 20, 21, I mean in next 5, 7, 10, even 15 years, because the cars that you're going to be buying in year 2030 were starting to get designed in 2018. So the problems in 2030 was because they were designed in 2018 with shit technologies, with low quality engineering, with low quality parts, with low quality designs. So if you think Ford is in deep shit, you're absolutely right. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up below and click the subscribe button over my head, or watch one of those 2 videos if you want to see more money saving tips about cars. This is Dan with 60 Minute Car. I'm signing out, and I'll see you on the internet.